And here I am now, years later. I had to graduate in a few days on March 25th. If you've seen the channel name, then you already know who I am. You know, it's so crazy how fast time could fly, because a few months ago I was thinking about making this video, but of course I wasn't near graduation, so I thought I would be very hypocritical to talk about something like this. But next week I actually graduate. I'm out of high school. And I'm happier, I guess, because now I'm free. Or so I've been told. Well, let's talk about it. I'm graduating a year late, and I'm graduating in the middle of the year, which is actually really odd. And I'm not necessarily going to have a graduation now in March, but I will have a ceremony in June. So that's something to look forward to. So how did I end up here? Well, let's start with how things started. Obviously, you're gonna fucking start with how things started. What the fuck is wrong with you, Josh? So the thing about me is my whole life I went to the same school up until I reached 9th grade. So from kindergarten to 8th grade, I was in one school. A school that was both a elementary school and a middle school. So entering into high school, that in itself was already nerve-wracking because I had grown so comfortable with the same people, the same teachers, and the same environment for so long that when I was first met with this thing called change, I was fucking terrified. And honestly, my first semester of high school was probably one of my best years in high school because I actually had friends, I socialized, I went to school consistently to some extent, and I wasn't no fucking scholar, but I did pretty decent. But then slowly as my second year of 9th grade started to approach me, I noticed that I became depressed. I didn't enjoy school. I started missing my old school days, and I just was not happy. And I didn't know why. I started skipping school. Like behind my parents' back, I would not go for 2 weeks and then tell my parents later on that I did. And of course, one of the things that hurts more than actually not doing something is lying about something that you didn't do. And this continued. Going into 10th grade, I thought that would change, but nothing fucking changed. I stayed the exact same way. Progressively, it just got worse. There were moments like towards the end of my first semester in 10th grade where I finally decided, let me step up my game and let me start trying. And I went to school consistently for about 3 weeks, but then I fell off of that when I started the new semester. And my fuck-ups led to something that really fucked with me. Summer of, I believe, was it 2018? I think was my sophomore year. It was either 2018 or 2017, one of those years. That summer, I got a summer job, and I was ecstatic because this would be my first time working for anything. And it just so happens that the same year that I happened to get a summer job, I also get summer school because of how I just didn't care. This was a big shocker to me and everyone around me because I was never a summer school kid. I never had summer school in my life, and this was just something that really made me feel bad because now I had a reality check. The basic idea was I tried to get a summer job that was a little later in time. They didn't accept me and I lost my summer job. I went to summer school for about a week or two and then I just completely stopped going. And then again, I lied about it. Going into 11th grade, I decided I'm going to fucking change. And I fucking lied once again because I started going to school for the first week and then I never went. And 11th grade was when I reached this ultimate depression, especially after turning 16, but I will talk more about that story at another time. Let's talk about what I learned. So after that year finally concluded and I started reaching the end of my depression at 16 years old, I decided I would transfer into an alternative school, to which I was very surprised at the outcome. Going into this school, my life changed forever, and I will forever credit Liberation Diploma Plus High School for the leap and the jump in which I excelled, in which I became better, in which I created and was able to become the person that I am today. Going into that school, I had something that I didn't have in my last one, and that was a sense of community. Being that this was an alternative school, and I heard a whole bunch of rumors about how terrible they are, they're really not that bad. I would actually recommend them if you're struggling in regular schools. But going into this school, it was small, it was more intimate, and it was more focused. And what I didn't realize is that I needed that. I didn't really do well in big schools because I didn't really have a voice. I struggled with social anxiety. I had 0 friends and nobody knew me, so nobody had to care. But going into this smaller school where I was actually acknowledged, it felt good. And here I am now, years later. I had to graduate in a few days on March 25th. So now after evaluating my life story in high school, my life story, does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I made a lot of the same mistakes. First thing is, I focused on so many girls that didn't like me. I wasn't really anyone of importance for quite a while in high school. I didn't have status. I didn't play for a team, and I wasn't really known. The really pretty girls didn't really care for me. But those are the only girls I went after. I didn't really care or acknowledge girls that were decent looking or bigger in their personality than their looks. So I was chasing girls that didn't like me. My second problem was I didn't socialize at all. Like, I did not talk to anybody. After my first semester of 9th grade, I did not talk to anyone. No one knew me. People knew of me as that one kid that was quiet and would potentially shit to school. Yes. Someone had actually said that to me. Matter of fact, multiple people have said that to me. And the last thing was I didn't build any relationships with my teachers. I didn't realize how detrimental this will be to you as an individual in life when you don't have good relationships with the people that are determining your future. And honestly, you might think to yourself, high school graduation is not all that, but the journey that I went through to get here, I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself, and I'm glad that I've been able to do all this. And I haven't had it the worst, but I also haven't had it the easiest. So the 3 takeaways that I will give to any student and anyone watching this video that's entering high school, that's in high school currently, or just overall just struggling with school and curriculum: networking and socializing. When you don't network and socialize, you will fuck up your life, because networking and socializing is what will get you in the door. The more people you know, the more people that you're good with, the better that you will do in life, because you will always have opportunities presented to you because they care about you. The thing is, when you're actually cool with your teachers, they care to pass you, because when they don't know you, they don't have to care. And this is something that you can take and apply to life. Develop connections with everybody you're working with, or anyone and everyone that you're in a field with. The second thing is purpose over woman, because listen, in high school, girls don't really matter, bro. I know that we're young and we're hormonal and we want to experience things, but prioritize finding yourself, just having fun and enjoying the journey. Don't get too caught up in these girls, and don't get too caught up in relationships and stuff. I know that it's all over social media, but it's not all that. And the last thing that I can say that I'm still trying to apply to this day is be comfortable with change. I got so comfortable with routine and doing the same thing every day, but then slowly I realized that life is very mutable and things will happen very abruptly that you have no control over. And you better learn to adjust to change, because change won't adjust to you. Change will just decide to fuck you in the ass instead. Life and change, they don't give a fuck. They really don't care about you. They don't care. You're not meant to win in this world. You're really not. No one is. But it's about defying all odds despite how hard things get. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. You know, the cliche bullshit, and I'm trying to be a little more motivational, and I'm not, and I'm sucking at it, and oh my gosh, bro, what the fuck happened to this video? I was doing such a good job too. Anyway, that's what I learned in the last few years, and again, I'm happy to be graduating, and I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm present. I'm alive. I'm feeling good, so I'm grateful. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I don't know, if you like this channel, then go watch something else, because that's also supporting me if you don't want to share the video, because I understand that's kind of weird to share on social medias because people don't really know who I am, and even if they see it,